All right, welcome back to Brown Stroud Field on the campus of Northwestern State University for the resumption of Game 1 between the East and the West. KP Miles and Doug Gann on the call here on 446 Sports. Had about an hour and 20-minute rain delay, Doug?
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay.
And that's what we saw coming into it, is that they were going to be about that long. And they were right on. Rain got out of here just as we thought. It's almost cleared out of here, but I think the bulk of it is gone.
We're going to pick this game back up in the bottom of the third inning. We've got nobody out. The runner on first base is Bo Brown.
That we know.
That we know for sure. We're 100% sure Bo Brown's running at first. A little help up here from somebody. The batter at the plate is going to be Kaylor Broussard, and the new pitcher for the East is going to be Nolan Amato out of Brother Martin, a senior this year. Doug, saw some of this young man playing our Ash Trojans a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you saw that playoff series, and they had a tremendous season, battle all the way through it again, down to Sulphur, and just as you expect, he's what you think he is: big, tall, lanky right-hander.
Yep.
And it just seems there are so many of these guys that are out there playing high school baseball. We've read about him on Prep Baseball Report, and they just do a real good job.
You know, we cover enough baseball. We've heard this in football a bunch about how you can stay right here in the state of Louisiana and recruit and be competitive. I don't know if you can't do that in baseball as well. So Broussard is going to be the batter at the plate. Let's see here. Kaylor Broussard out of Iota. I believe the count is 0-0.
Yeah, it's a new batter in here. That was just it was a walk to Brown that got him down to first.
Right. So Brown's at first. Broussard's the batter. New pitcher is Nolan Amato out of Brother Martin. And here we go for the bottom of the third inning. Nobody out. We're ready to go.
I think that's got everybody prepared, and looking forward to bringing you the conclusion of this one. And, oh, by the way, the North and the South are set to go later-ish.
Later-ish. That's the first time I've ever heard that. That's pretty good. Ball one to Broussard. Broussard is the EH tonight. There will be 10 batters batting. Broussard, Scroggs, and Anderson, 10-1-2 for the West. 1-0 pitch here to Broussard is fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kaylor Broussard out of Iota. Where is Iota, Doug?
Down around the
south of Eunice. Yeah. Okay, all right. So
not to be confused with Iowa.
Iowa, that's correct.
Lake Charles area, but Iota. The Bulldogs, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. So 1-1 count here to Broussard. Amato's the pitcher. Nobody out. Runner at first base is Brown. That is swung on and fouled back. Got a piece of the catcher or the umpire, one of the two. Looks like the catcher maybe. Looks like the catcher possibly.
Well, this is the one thing you like about this field. Not the one thing, but one of the things you like about it. You can't tell it rained.
No, you can't. Now,
and it dumped some rain on.
It did. Now there'll be some wet baseballs and there'll be some ground balls that'll be a little quick here, but
with the entire outfield turf, that makes a difference in it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouled off. Good job there from Broussard, the EH, number 54, Kaylor Broussard. He is at the plate with nobody out. Brown at first base.
Yeah, Brown has been laid off with a walk there, and now we saw him out running a little bit when they came back, getting the legs loosened up.
That is a breaking pitch in there for strike
nasty.
3. That's nasty right there from Amato.
Let's take a look back one more time at that Sabine State Bank strikeout, and you just caught him looking. And like we said, if you're looking for a bank, Sabine State Bank has locations all throughout Central and North Louisiana.
It's going to bring up our Menard, one of our Menard kids, Reeves Scroggs, who's 1 for 1 on the day. He got thrown out at the plate on an unlucky bounce there, so one out. That pitch is outside for ball 1. Scroggs is going to be a senior over there for Coach Jordan Marks at Menard.
Look, this is the first time. And coming in, so you had these pitchers that after a delay like that, you oftentimes don't see pitchers come back out.
Yeah, there was no way that young man was coming back out. Scroggs gets a piece of that. Yeah, especially in this situation with all these pitchers they have, there's no way he's going to come back out.
And throwing a couple innings, these
Yep.
young arms, he can come back in and throw maybe in game 2 tomorrow or whatever it is. If somebody else comes back into duty.
1-1 pitch here to Scroggs from Amato. That is up for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to leadoff hitter shortstop Reeve Scroggs. Give a shout out to his grandfather. I think Lewis Love is listening to our broadcast. I got a little text earlier. So 2-1 pitch here to Scroggs. Keep an eye out, Doug. He's coming real close, and I don't know how close they're going to call this in this game, but if you noticed, he's coming real close, not coming set.
We'll take a look at that. One of the other things is, what does this rain do and this wet turf do to the running game? We saw it on display. Every batter that was on was taking advantage of it, albeit not many. They still were getting after it.
That is swung on and hit out to right field. Fly ball for out number 1. It's going to bring up the right fielder, which is, let's see here, the right fielder, Brody Anderson out of Sam Houston, state champion Sam Houston Broncos. Brody Anderson, a 2027 grad outfielder and pitcher. With 1 down, Brown still the runner at first base.
2 down in this one. Followed that strikeout earlier, and then that fly ball to right.
That is in there for strike 1.
Just keeping an eye on him. He looked like he's coming.
It's close.
The head's moving a lot, but he gets that glove and gets set. It looked like, at least on the last
And they may
couple.
not call that in this game. It is an all-star game. Runner goes from first base, throws wide of the bag. Great job there from the shortstop, knocking that ball down.
And you see instantly he goes to that towel in his back pocket, like that ball is wet. And that'll cause it to tail away. And we look at it again. If we saw that throw just tail off, never had a chance. Matter of fact, B position had to duck and cover.
That's right. Jackson Dugan there at shortstop. Great play to keep that ball in the infield. So that puts Brown at second base with 2 outs in scoring position here for Brody Anderson.
Yeah, nothing in 2 here. Looking in.
Got a piece of that right there. Good job there from Anderson. Staying alive.
What's been impressive in this game is just the size of these guys. I don't know that we saw this much size up and down the lineup in that senior all-star game as we're seeing in this one.
We did, and there's some big kids in this game. I agree with you. So 0-2 pitch here to Anderson from Amato. That is up. Nothing good to hit here. You're not going to give a kid that just played on a state championship baseball team anything to hit until you have to. So that's not surprising there. 1-2 pitch here from Amato.
Like to see that curveball come back in.
There it is. A little breaking pitch stayed out. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Brody Anderson, the right fielder.
Now you'll see they'll let him go to the sleeve to dry it off, things that you wouldn't be able to do in a regular game, because that ball is, when any opportunity, it gets a little moisture. Plus, it's just the air is heavy out there now.
Yep, that's right. And actually, there it is. Strike 3, curveball.
He came. That one had a little bit more gas on it than that earlier one did, and the longest half inning comes to an end with nothing across. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on. We move to the top of the 4th inning in this one. Still knotted at 1.
We'll be right back here in just a moment on 446 Sports. Back out here at Brown Stroud Field for the top of the fourth inning. 446 Sports bringing you these All-Star games. Home Stelly Burrow, 5, 6, and 7 for the West. 5, 6, and 7.
They won't necessarily play the same as that All-Star game because there are so many of it, but you will start to see some of the substitutions make their way in.
One team's going to do 1 through 5, 6 through 9. That's up for ball one. So Chris Holmes, I believe, yes, the Notre Dame young man is at the plate. He hits that ball over to shortstop. Great play there by Reeve Scroggs for out number one.
Let's take a look back at it again at Scroggs, who just saw that on the line and goes over out of his position at shortstop, ranges to his right to gather that one in, and that's out number one.
New pitcher for the West, Peyton. How we say it?
Procell. No, wrong one. Sorry, not.
Valion from Sacred Heart is the new pitcher, number 75 for the West. He's now facing Stelly.
Boy, that's a good off-speed breaking pitch there. These guys that have come in and thrown it haven't thrown that slider type. They've just taken a lot of speed off of their curveball, and that one was impressive.
Bryce Stelly hits that ball out to left field for out number two.
Came back with the same pitch and stayed on it this time and drove it over to left field, but just routine out there.
It's going to bring up Drew Barrow from South Bow. A 2029, so a sophomore playing in this game.
They will. It looks like he said he thought you had to line up backwards.
Okay. Well, this is 85. McCallum, my bad. McCallum is the one at the plate. He gets that ball to left field for a base hit. Good job there from number 85. McCallum, that's going to bring up Bo Stevens. Bo Stevens, let's see where Bo is out of. Bo is out of Rummel. Stevens is the batter. Stevens and then Pegler.
Look, catcher for this East team out of Rummel and does anytime that you're behind the dish, you got an opportunity that you're going to be successful.
Right. 2 outs. 2 outs.
That one missed off the plate there for ball one, and again, you just you know that these guys are going to take time. Good look over to first.
Yeah, not a big lead over there. That ball was hit the opposite way.
Leaving things up at a ball and a strike here. 2 down for the new pitcher. And again, you'll start to see more and more of that. The pitchers probably came in a little earlier because of the delay.
Yep. Yeah, I think they probably would have went 3 innings. That's totally understandable.
At least they've got the numbers on them. You know, when they wore their home uniforms, you didn't have the numbers for those guys last weekend.
Made it very difficult. Fly ball out there to left field. Left fielder's under it. That left fielder is Barrow for out number 3, Doug.
Yeah, that'll do it there. No runs across there. Runner left on. We move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Rolled through a couple of innings there pretty quickly. We move to the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back right after this.
On 446 Sports.
All right.
Back out here at Northwestern's campus for the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, bottom of the 4th. So the bottom of the 3rd, top of the 4th played pretty quickly here, and they'll lead things off now. Will the West?
The West looks like number 60 for the West is going to be in the ball game. Number 60 is going to be Lane Dugas. He looks like.
Again, Dugas swings the bat pretty well. Got a lot of pop on it, too. You start to look at these exit velos on here. His was over 90. Only a few players over 100. He was up in the low 90s.
It appears, don't hold me to this, but it appears that Dugas is pinch hitting for Ostelet because then on the on-deck circle, 69, which is Pierce. So it appears Dugas is pinch hitting for Ostelet.
Takes that one out and off the plate. Couple of good fastballs early on in this part of the lineup for Amato.
Yep. Swung on and missed. Struck out there. So Dugas strikes out. That's going to bring up the first baseman, number 69, Evan Pierce, Rose Pine.
As he makes his way in the box, we'll take a look back at that Sabine State Bank strikeout. Just 3 big hacks at it.
Yep.
There.
Rose Pine kid swings and misses the first pitch for strike 1.
Well, they are taking big hacks after those fastballs that are coming in, but Amato's doing a great job of just burying that fastball.
Amato's 0-1 pitch to Pierce. That is a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike here to the catcher. The first baseman, Pierce, Evan Pierce, with Holmes, the catcher, on deck. That ball is hit out to left field for a base hit for the pinch hitter.
Goes the other way with it.
Great job of hitting there.
We've not seen a lot of those. They've been trying to pull at those big hacks, but he just shortened up, went with the pitch, and that's that just shows the methods of a good baseball player.
Brings up the Notre Dame catcher, Chris Holmes, with 1 out. The bottom of the 4th inning here. Runner at first base. First pitch is in there for a strike.
Yeah, and again, it's that you know what you get with Amato. You get a good, steady diet of fastballs from him.
Stays in the zone, lets you put the ball into play. Coaches talk about how you cannot defend a walk. You can't do it.
Good slide step there, trying to keep the base runner close over there and varying his move. And that's sometimes better than a good move is the ability to vary your delivery to the plate.
Swung and a miss there from Holmes. Big cut for out number 2. So Holmes strikes out. Amato strikes out Holmes, and that brings back up to the plate Bryce Stelly out of Eunice.
2 Sabine State Bank strikeouts in this inning. Both outs recorded by Amato have been via the punch out.
Stelly at the plate with 2 down. In there for strike 1. The ball is 1 strike here to Bryce Stelly, the outfielder from Eunice. Fouled back.
I see they've got the tent set back up over there, too. That was a victim of that wind that preceded the rain that came in, and they've got the tent. It blew out almost to the gate, I think, is where it went. But it's back and home now.
0-2 pitch here to Bryce Stelly from Amato. He gets a piece of that, stays alive. Good job.
Take a look on the right side of your screen there, too. And we alluded to this early in the game, that getting a big lead, the young man that, I guess, led off the game had a whole half a step out on the grass. And and you'll see here that just getting to the edge of that dirt cutout area. See, not quite the lead, so don't expect him to be going. Except for now. Yeah.
Well, hit and run, so Stelly strikes out. Amato strikes out the side, I believe.
He did.
Yep.
Around the wall or around the base hit that was there, and you see him slide. And we talked about the end of the play, that wet turf. He almost slid over the base that was on there, but no need. Good effort. I think it was more hit and run than the straight steal on there. Needless to say, we have made our way to the top of the 5th. Still tied 1-1 when we come back.
Okay, got it. Back out here at Northwestern's campus, up at the plate is Luke Pegler, the catcher. Ground ball to shortstop. Scroggs comes up, makes that play.
Yeah, you go back and look at the start of that play. You see Scroggs slip, go down, and that's what we talked about with that turf, and wasn't going to get him. It wasn't a hard hit ball,
Nope.
And I think that's what a little bit was, that Scroggs started to come back and had to move on it, and the footing out there is not going to happen.
And a courtesy runner for the catcher is going to be number 88, and number 88, I believe, is that 88 or 89? Can't tell. I think it's Xavier Paul, but that's going to bring Bo Stevens to the plate. I'm sorry, Jackson Payton to the plate. That is a ground ball up the middle. Well, we got something going on here.
It hit the runner, so the runner's out there.
Runner's out, okay.
We'll see what we have on the screen. If you can take a look back at it.
All right.
Up on the top of your screen, you see the runner that takes off here.
Ball hits him.
Yep, it gets him right there, and that will do it, of course. So
that's going to bring up Blaise Bergeron to the plate, number 78.
And that's just a tough break there.
Yep. Bergeron out of Denham Springs.
I don't know that you scored that a fielder's choice, though.
You know, I'd be interested to know how you do score that. I'd probably be interesting to know. Runner goes. Throw down to second base. Scroggs again slips on the turf. Now he got him. Great job there from Scroggs, holding on to the ball as he slipped.
Here's something that they're going to have to look at. And you can't wait for it to dry out any, but we've seen the last 2 plays that have come down have been slips by the shortstop Scroggs that's out there. And this time the runner's out and would have been safe had the base stolen.
Yeah.
But slides through the bag and just couldn't stop.
Just great awareness there from Reeves to keep the ball in his glove, make sure he doesn't. He's got his eyes on the runner. The runner misses the bag, and a great job there just being aware from the young man, which is what we expect out of him. So 3-0 count here to Blaise Bergeron. He takes strike 1. So 3 balls, 1 strike here to the center fielder Bergeron with 2 outs.
I don't know if you could have two more peculiar outs in an inning.
Very, very interesting.
The ball that hits the runner and then the overslide of the base, and that'll get the runner back to first on the walk, slides through, had the base stolen, and so 2 things that were out of their control ends up getting them 2 outs.
Blaise Bergeron draws the base on balls, brings up Devin Baker Jr., the second baseman, with 2 outs.
Devin adds speed and power.
Fouls that ball off his foot for strike 1.
Great young prospect.
Family Christian.
No doubt about it, yeah.
Yep, Family Christian.
Going to be a rising senior there, the
What's
second
great
baseman.
to see, Doug, here is you got a Family Christian kid playing with a Jesuit kid, playing with a Springfield kid, Dunham, Live Oak. I mean, they don't get to ever do that.
Classification and age means, what's the technical term for it? Bumpkus.
Right.
When it comes to baseball.
I mean, on this team we got Rummel, Slidell, Dunham, Brother Martin, St. Amant. I mean, it's just all these kids get to, to play together.
Yeah, and that's what makes baseball such a great sport.
Runner takes off, tries to draw the pitcher's attention, but he doesn't get it, so runner goes into second, once again slips.
All right, so he started his slide well shot. He's about where the second baseman is right now to start his slide so that he could put the brakes on.
Yep, that's exactly right. So Bergeron's in scoring position. 1-2 count here. That is behind Baker Jr.
I got to believe that's one of the biggest secondary leads. Watch if they don't pay a little attention to him back at second base, he'll be off and heading down to second base as well.
Well, especially
too.
when you combo this, the ball gets thrown in the turf. The catcher's got to pick up a wet ball and throw it.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it easy on the catcher. 2-2 pitch here.
Not holding him on at all. They'll flash him just a bit and now separate.
Prime example right there. That catcher comes up with a wet baseball trying to throw it. So full count here, payoff pitch.
I'm just surprised that he's not off and running. I think I would take an opportunity and get that in motion.
Here's the pitch. Grounded to third base, right at the third baseman. He comes up, makes a throw. Ball gets by the first baseman. That's going to score a run. Once again, Doug, that's the wet baseball that third baseman's got a tough time making a throw with a wet baseball.
Yeah, it definitely is, and that's for two peculiar outs in an inning. You throw in a peculiar run on a wet ball errant throw.
Yep.
And it is now 2-1. The East regains the lead.
That brings back up to the plate. I believe that's 96, which is Cooper Template. Yep, that's Cooper. Led off the game with a base hit, scored one of their runs.
2-out business here, getting the run across.
Ball outside for ball one. Cooper Template at the plate. St. Amant with Devin Baker Jr. at second base with 2 outs, looking to drive in another run here, Doug.
East with a run in the first and one here in the fifth, take a 2-1 lead.
That's
Good looking
in there.
Yeah, good looking breaking pitch.
Yep, in there for strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Cooper Template. Devin Baker Jr. at second base with 2 outs. That's up.
Tried to bend it again, and as you said, KP, left it up and out of the zone.
Yeah, and it's just going to be difficult to throw a wet baseball. And, again, it's going to get – as a pitcher, you really get frustrated. You want to change the ball every pitch. You can't do that. But it's just going to be difficult. These kids are going to have to make an adjustment. So 2 balls, 1 strike here to Cooper Template.
Look, the one that's got the most aggravation out of all this, too, is Executive Director Tim O'Neill, who's having to replace all these baseballs.
Right, yeah. That is low for ball 3. So 3-1 count here to the leadoff batter, Cooper Template, with Devin Baker Jr. at second base and 2 outs. That is ball 4. Template draws the base on ball. Is going to bring up Jackson Dugan.
That's the second walk of this inning, I believe.
Jackson Dugan, the Jesuit shortstop, here to play in this game. His coach playing for his coach.
Dugan, good size to him. Hits from the right side, throws from the right side. A rising senior. A lot of rising seniors in this game.
Big kid. There's strike 1 there. So no balls, 1 strike here to Jackson Dugan.
When that pitch is working, it's a good one. And I don't know if it's the wet ball that's causing it to stay up.
That is in there for strike 2. 2 balls quickly down. 0-2 here is Dugan.
You just got to be careful leaving that one up in the top of the zone.
You do. Swung on and foul tipped. I'd have been interested to see what happened last night. This is a large ballpark.
Right.
And if they had a home run hitting contest here and that young man hit I don't know how many out of here, that is a large ballpark right here.
It's the sounds of a little bit of rain again out there coming off the roof.
0-2 pitch here. I mean, it's a large ballpark to be hitting some home runs out of here at the high school level. 0-2 pitch here to Dugan. That is the ball. He throws it into left field. That's going to score a run. Putting pressure on the base paths is going to score a run. The ball was a little high there from the catcher over to third base, Doug.
Well, and Dugan backed up just a little bit, stayed within the box, but it made life difficult behind the dish. And when you've already got a wet ball and you got a runner going, And I'm telling you, this is the craziest
Yep.
inning that I think that we've seen.
And you got a kid that big that you've got to get around.
That's correct.
So 1-2 pitch here again to Dugan with Template at second.
Top of the fifth has netted a couple of runs for the East.
That is a ball. So, that is strike three. That guy's got to do better than that.
That's a little bit of a delay.
No. That was no signal at all. You got to do better than that.
We'll be back right after this. We will let this one get us to the break. And you watch the end of the play here as he comes around. And I think the catcher's the only one that knew it was there because he's walking off the field. Batter's even still staying in the box. We'll be back right after this.
All right, back out here at Brown Stroud Field for the bottom of the fifth inning. Now 3-1 East over the West. Leading off for the West is going to be number 53, Drew Barrow, the left fielder. And still on the mound is Amato for the East. First pitch is in there for strike one. No balls, one strike here to Drew Barrow.
You hear the rain still falling. It's a metal roof that covers the grandstand area here.
Barrow hits that ball off the pitcher's glove. Second baseman comes over and makes a play. Safe. Great stretch there at first base.
Yeah, watch it again here. That stretch just past the bag when that play was made, and that's a good infield single there.
Willenbacher with a great stretch over there at first base trying to get him. So that's going to bring up Zach LeBeau, the second baseman.
I don't know that second base would have had that. Looked like it may have got a middle, but it did get deflected a little, and that just throws the angle off.
LeBeau out of South St. Louis Catholic, 2027, second baseman. So runner at first is going to be Barrow. The batter is Zach LeBeau. 0-1 pitch here. That's up. 1-1 pitch to Zach. Yep, there we go. 1-1 pitch here to LeBeau with Burrow on first base. Now it's gone again. Okay, there we go. Throw back over to first. Great job there.
Baldwin.
Can't hear myself. There we go. Fouled back. Runner going to go back there. So, 1 ball, 2 strikes here.
As long as it doesn't make it further into that parking lot that is just adjacent to the entryway here into this one.
We've already had one save tonight by Mr. Tim O'Neill on some equipment. We want to tell Mr. O'Neill thank you for that.
Good-looking move again over to first. And that's something that a lot of times you don't see worked on in these all-star games, but that is a good move from the righty.
1-2 pitch here to LeBeau with Burrow at first. He grounds the ball up the middle. That could be 2.
That one gets through second base
Gets through second baseman
outfield.
of the outfield. Couldn't really see that there. A little dark out there, so that gets through. It's going to be an E4 there
That's the second time this inning that he's had a ball that has been deflected by the pitcher a little bit that's caused him to have to move over for it. And when you have a runner bearing down on you, man, it's double tough to field that.
That's right. That's going to bring up Bo Brown. Yep. Brown with runners on first and second, nobody out. Big RBI situation here for Mr. Bo Brown out of Eunice.
Walked about an hour ago in the last inning.
That's right.
I guess it was an hour and a half ago. Boy, that was a long rain delay. We said hour 20.
It was. I thought it was a square into bunt. Great job there. Gets the bunt down. Third baseman comes over, makes a throw. Ball gets away from the first base, and a run scores. Great job there from 53, Burrow to score. Brown lays down the bunt, gets the RBI, brings LeBeouf over to third base with nobody out, and that's going to bring up Kaylor Broussard, the EH.
Look, let me tell you, in a game where that is becoming a lost art, that bunt was laid down in a way that's the only result of it. You come up and want to make a big play. The sacrifice is there, but any chance that they don't field it cleanly and a wet ball, he's going to get down to first, and great running.
Yep, Brown, that's in there for strike one. So Brown at first, LeBeouf at third. Broussard is the batter. You're probably going to see Brown take second base here at some point, you would think. 3-2 now, East over the West. That ball is fouled back from Broussard. Broussard out of Iota.
South of Eunice.
South of Eunice.
That's right.
Yep. We've got that area covered tonight. South of Eunice.
3-2 in this one. 7 hits for the West in this ball game. Just the 2 runs. They trail at 3-2 here, bottom 5.
That ball's outside. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Broussard with Scroggs on deck.
Giving an infield single to Bo Brown on that bunt.
100%.
So,
yep. 100%.
Ball got there about the time that second. And I'm telling you, he's had a tough inning coming in to play second here.
He has had a difficult time. That's correct. That is drilled up the middle. Gets off, deflects off his glove for another RBI. So an RBI there for Kaylor Broussard. Brings in LeBeouf, makes it 3-3.
Brown goes awkwardly into second base right there, too. And that was, again, that's a concern that I've got for this field like it is. But Brown shows that he doesn't care much about it. I don't know if that was a do-si-do or a jig that he did, but it was one of the two.
So brings up Reeves Scroggs, the Menard player. He is 1 for 2 tonight, scored a run. Scroggs at the plate with nobody out in this bottom of the 5th inning. Chance here for Reeves to drive in a run. Help his team take the lead. Swung on and missed. First pitch strike. Good cut there.
Look, I'm not wanting to point things out, but I will. We were rolling along through this one before our scoreboard operator says,
well,
man, how quick is this game going? And put the brakes on.
It never fails. It's usually you, but today it was not.
It was not.
If you had thought about letting him work for us, I think you need to cancel that.
Those days are over. That's correct, boy. Just like that. You never know who's watching in these games.
That $6,000 a year is gone, buddy.
Just like that, down the drain.
1 ball, 1 strike here.
Oh, you can't be fun at the old ball game.
Scroggs.
Boy, it is.
That is outside. Good job there from Reeves taking that pitch. So 2 balls, 1 strike here to the shortstop, Reeves Scroggs. Runner at second is Bo Brown. Runner at first is Broussard. 2 runs scored in this inning.
The crowd that was here made it back, but they've lost a lot of enthusiasm in this one. I think the rain is taking that out of everyone.
There's a strike. Pitch. And there's also a lot of good food in Natchitoches. A lot of good places to eat here, so I'm sure they went and found something. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Scroggs.
So a good meal, rain on the tin roof, and out.
It's time for a nap. Swung on and missed. Good cut there from Scroggs. He didn't let the umpire make the call for out number 1.
Take a look at it one more time, and you just see the strikeouts that we've seen have been swinging strikeouts. A couple of looking ones early prior to the rain delay, but on fastballs, you're up there hacking, and it's just been power versus power.
It's going to bring up Brody Anderson, the Sam Houston senior this year, outfielder and pitcher, got a chance to drive in a couple runs. First pitch, you can hear that glove popping. This young man's got a little velo.
He's got some pop to it.
Yep. Amato's got some velo.
Tied up at 3. Each team with a couple of runs here in their last at-bats.
There it is again on the corner for strike 2. So quickly 0-2 here to Brody Anderson. Amato working ahead, trying to get out of this inning. Anderson drives that ball to left field. Great job of hitting there. That's going to score Bo Brown from second base. Great job there. 0-2. That's a lot of the plate there on an 0-2 pitch there, Doug.
Look, I don't know. It was, but I don't know if you saw Brown there. He slides, and he starts to slide back, as every kid who's practiced on a slip and slide out in their backyards did. Starts to slide halfway down the line.
Yep.
Pops up before he hits home plate, has to go back and touch the plate on there, too.
You probably got that on a replay, don't you?
Look, I do, but I didn't click it because Mom's up here, and she was not happy about that at all. But that is, he has an RBI now and a run scored in this inning.
So Brody Anderson drives in Bo Brown for the 4th run of the game for the West, 4-3 West over the East. That's going to bring up, I believe this is still the pinch hitter. That's number 60. So
that's
number
Lane Dugas.
Lane Dugas. He's pinch hitting for Ostolet. He is pitch hitting for Grant Ostolet.
Second at bat this time around, too.
Yep, the Lane Dugas at Opelousas Catholic, which is where Dr. Fundamental's son coaches basketball at Opelousas Catholic.
Boy, still just one out in this thing. 3 runs have come across for the West. Those of you looking for that 7 o'clock north-south game,
it's coming.
It's going to be delayed a good bit. We sit here in the bottom of the 5th. It was an hour-and-a-half rain delay, and now things have screeched to a halt in this one here in the 5th. If I had to guesstimate a time, 9:30,
I would
perhaps.
I think we'd be lucky if it started at 9:30. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
So 1-1 pitch here to Dugas from Amato.
May pass Marshall on the way home, coming back up here in the morning.
That's a strike. So 1 ball's 2 strike.
Big shout out to all of the folks that are watching on YouTube. We appreciate it. If you've just now found us, leave us something in the comment and let us know where you're watching for. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that. It doesn't cost you anything.
That's outside. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here.
If you found us over there on Facebook, do the same. Hit that follow button. We are moments away from 18,000 followers, and it's all because of you putting up with us. So thank you very much for that.
That is outside, so brings the count full.
Look, the north and the south. Well, that's the thing with these guys. And so Coach Bertrand is doing his talk with each of the teams while they're not playing. So that got delayed a little bit as well. But starting to see some of the north and south kids, that one is a strikeout.
Strikeout there. So Dugas goes down swinging. That's going to bring up Evan Pierce, the first baseman. Pierce out of Rose Pine. Looks like we're going to have a
little mound visit.
Maybe a little pitch and change. Not sure. Yep, looks like we're going to have a new pitcher coming in. Motto's done for the night, maybe.
And an opportunity, too. Like we said, they'll rotate a lot of guys through. They won't come back.
Number 84 is going to be the new pitcher for 84 is going to be Caden Myers. This is going to be your first, while we're live on the air, LV5K pitching change of the game. Caden Mayers.
Out of Dunham.
2027, so a senior this year. First LV5K pitching change of the game while we're here, not in between innings. So, Doug, this was your first LV5K this year that you participated in. What was your favorite part of the day?
It being over.
Okay.
That's what it was when I crossed that finish line. Let me tell you, these are some folks that are serious about their run. But the great thing was the cause that it was for and the message that we were able to get out throughout the baseball and softball season, and one that we will continue as well throughout. We're special about it, too, is that we are on the campus of Northwestern, and that's where Lauren was attending school at that time in that accelerated nursing program. And Bridget and the LV 5K and the LV Foundation, the Lauren Vaughn Memorial Foundation, make a generous donation endowment to the school in her name to allow those accelerated nursing students to continue because they cannot work while they're in that program. And so this just helps things out a little bit. But they asked me what my goal was in the race, and of course I said not to finish last. I was very close to that. But as you're walking through, and I didn't run very much in it at all, but you're going through that, you have a lot of time to think about it, and you say, you know what, we were able to visit with a lot of people, a lot of young minds throughout the year, and let them know, look, drinking is everywhere, impaired driving is everywhere, distracted driving is everywhere. Just focus on what's going on, and don't ever have your parents have to receive that phone call.
Well, this year was a little bit extra special for us over at Ash with the unfortunate tragedy with Colin Lacaz, and we want to extend our thoughts and prayers out to his mom and his family. We have not quit praying for them. We know that they're still going through it, and we're trying to keep them in our thoughts and prayers. So this is going to be, let's see here. I believe this is going to be Pierce, number 69, Evan Pierce out of Rose Pine. He is going to be facing Caden Mayers out of Dunham with 2 outs, runner at second base and first base. Pierce's ball goes right up the middle. Play at second base there for out number 3, Doug.
Look, that is beautiful because he has had a lot of unfortunate luck out there at second base this time. Shows the range, gets to it, steps on the bag, and that will retire the side, but not before. 3 runs come across. They answer the 2 runs put up by the East in the top half of the 5th. Bring there and strand at 2 runners on. We will move to the top of the 6th. The West with their first lead of the game carried into a new frame. It is 4-3 West, top of the 5th when we return.
All right, back out here at Brown Stroud Field, we've got some substitutions in the 6th inning. Coaches have already given us to us. So at shortstop's going to be number 63. So shortstop is going to be number 63, which is Grant Hadel from Welsh. He's going to be the new shortstop. I'm sorry, he's going to be in the leadoff. Number 66, Lower, is going to be batting second. Peyton Procell is going to be in the game batting 4th, the Menard young man, and then we'll go over the rest of those in just a minute. So number 80 is at the plate. Number 80
is Carter Leak.
Carter Leak's at the plate.
Good, again, a lot of pop. And you can see that. Just another one of these big.
Huge kid.
Yeah, one of these big kids that's out there.
Yep.
Leak, of course, the.
Leak at the plate with Jude Reason on deck, and Leak takes a pitch on the inside corner off the elbow.
And you talk about so many rising seniors. He's going to be a junior. Still got a lot of growth left in that young man.
So that's going to bring up number 92, Jude Reason out of St. Paul's. 92, Jude Reason out of St. Paul's is going to be the batter with Leak at first base.
And again, a reminder, this is still game 1 after that delay. So North and South will be coming up. This is still East and West playing if you're just now joining us.
Outside for ball 1, so Jude Leak at the plate. That is in there for strike one. So 1 ball, 1 strike here. Jude Reason at the plate. I'm sorry. Leak at first base. These substitutions are going to be not difficult to keep up with, but we're going to have to do the best we can. That is up in there for strike 2. So
Reason, the lefty.
Yep.
There. He's a 2028, so he's going to be a junior.
Swings and misses, so Reason strikes out for out number 1. That is going to bring to the plate. Looks like number 90. No.
I don't think that was the pitch that he wanted either.
88.
You saw him pull his head off of that as he's swinging through it. This is Owen Nugent.
Owen Nugent out of Rummel. Owen Nugent out of Rummel started on the mound. That ball's up for ball 1, so Nugent out of Rummel.
That's not at all what they had called either. Too, you saw the catcher set up off the plate to the right side, and that one misses high and tight in there. So got away from him, and you don't want to miss over the middle of the plate by any means, especially with this young man.
The 0-1 pitch, 1-0 pitch to Nugent, swung on and missed for strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Leak is a runner at first. Nugent at the plate. Looks like maybe Jackson, or maybe trying to see who's in the on-deck circle. 0-0. Maybe Nathan Woodard.
Yeah, Woodward is
Woodward.
down
Nathan
there.
Woodward is 0-0. So
that one missed off the plate. 2 balls and a strike.
2 balls, 1 strike here. Swung on and fouled back a little bit late there, so 2-2 count.
We play on in the top of the 6th inning now in this one. Again, scheduled for 9 today. Both teams will play 9-inning games today. All are 7s tomorrow.
That ball's on the turf, going to get away from the catcher. So that's going to put the runner Leak down at second base.
Full count here, too, and bullpen is active for the West. Can't see who is down there in it, but it is they do have some activity going on.
Yep. Nugent at the plate, full count here, payoff pitch with 1 down. That has got a piece of that again. Good job.
Nearly got a piece of the coach over at first base on there, too, as he has to duck out of the way, and that ball goes down near that batting area where our camera was at. You see the purple-clad and red-clad north and south down there getting loose.
Great job down there saving that camera right at the perfect timing. That's why you're in charge, Mr. Gann. That ball is hit to second base. Second baseman feels that clean and throws over to first for out number 2. So 0-0, Nathan Woodward out of Mandeville.
Watch this, and again, it's another one of those you got to be careful. It skips and takes a difficult little hop to the side, almost a right turn, and end up getting the play there. So 2 down, runner at third, though, 90 feet away.
Yep, runner at third, 90 feet away. Looks like on the on-deck circle is going to be Cayman Pugh out of Franklinton. First pitch to Woodward is up for ball 1. 2 outs here. That is in there for strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Woodward with 2 down.
And this is what you want to do as the West when you put up the 3 runs to take the lead. Come out and have a clean inning. Good hack at it
miss there from Woodward. Good swing, though. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to the outfielder from Mandeville.
The Skippers down there. What a great play. Down that one of those North Shore teams.
Oh, catches him on the
right between
shoulder.
The zeros is where that
zeros,
hit.
That's right. That's going to bring up Cayman Pugh, number 99, out of Franklinton, 2028, so 2 years left to play baseball. Catcher. Pugh, number 99, is going to be at bat with number 91, Jackson Payton, on deck.
We've seen him miss a couple of times. There's a snap throw over to first, not in time.
Yeah, you hate to miss on a 1-2 pitch when you're not even trying to give him anything to hit.
That's correct.
You know, that'll drive a coach crazy. Swung and missed first pitch from Tapute.
You know, you saw him throw over to first after that time. That may be as much to clear his mind and get him off of that throw home.
That is nubbed out to shortstop. Shortstop makes the play.
Well, I'm going to tell you, let's take a look at it there. Well, you won't see it on your monitor, but those folks at home, there was an opportunity when this ball was hit. He thought about backing up, but, I mean, instinctually comes up and plays on that ball because if you let it play you, run scores, and the inning continues. Good job out at shortstop.
Right. So that is going to retire the side.
Yep, nothing across there. We'll head to the bottom of the sixth. They strand a couple of runners in the top of it. We'll move on to the west side of the sixth inning when we come back.
Back out here at Brown Stroud Field, leading off the bottom of the sixth inning for the West is going to be Grant Hadel from Welsh. Grant Hadel followed by Cam Lower. Swung on and driven to right field.
Well, that just sounded like a solid base hit.
It did, just like a thud, right. So that Grant Hadel comes up and hits the first pitch he sees to right field for a base hit. Going to bring up Cam Lower out of St. Edmund.
And I like that approach coming up there, first pitch hacking, because you see these pitchers are going to want to get ahead with that fastball, and that may be the only one that you see out of that.
Cam Lower's at the plate with Grant Rainwater from DeQuincy on deck, number 71. So nobody out here, Doug, looking to retake the lead.
Well, trying to add to the lead here at 4-3.
That ball hits Cam Lower first pitch, so that's going to bring up number 71, Grant Rainwater from DeQuincy.
Oh, it's such a progression of the way this game is played, the game inside the game. First pitch fastball to the first batter who hits it over for a base hit. So he changes up his philosophy, tries to break one off a little bit, and it comes inside and hits the batter. And now you got nobody out on two pitches and two base runners.
With Grant Rainwater at the plate, fouled off pitch for strike one. And on deck is Menard's own Peyton Procell.
What a story he was. Tremendous athlete, multi-sport athlete there at Menard. We'll get to that in just a moment when he gets into the box.
That's in there for strike two. So quickly, Myers is ahead of Rainwater. No balls, two strikes here.
Boy, as quick as he had two runners on now, he's got an 0-2 count here.
looking to choke up, put this ball into play, at least get these runners over here. I assume that's what they still do at this point. I'm not sure.
In a game like this, you're hacking, but we talked to it about it before too. The hustle audit off the field. Are you able to do this? Are you able to lay that bunt down like Brown did earlier too? It's can you do those things inside the game?
Right. That ball gets past the catcher. There's the sacrifice right there. Don't need to do it anymore. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Rainwater.
And now you want to put something on the right side of the field. You're certainly not up there bunting at this point with 2 strikes, but if you do hammer something over to the right side of the field,
it's going to score a run.
I think you're okay. Now they've got first and third. The corners are pinched a little bit too. Middle infield is back. I don't know. They're not there. It's just trying to cover range is all that they're doing back there, but corners are pinched, trying to get that runner at home.
So 2-2 pitch here to Rainwater. That's outside for ball 3. So full count. Payoff pitch here from Mayers to Rainwater with Procell on deck.
A lot of rain back home in Alexandria.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
That is swung on and driven out to left field, to center field. Center fielder comes on, makes the catch.
Well, that's going to be dangerously close to did he tag up from third because it bobbled out in center field.
It is. It's going to be real close. That field umpire had the catch. The plate umpire would have the tag. So that brings up Peyton Procell. Peyton's grandparents, Mr. David and Mr. Tammy, are here. I saw them earlier. Peyton Procell.
They do appeal over to third, but nothing doing there. So runner did not leave early. And you got to love the fact that home had his position, what he had on there too, and
sacrifice fly there makes the score 5-3. Procell at the plate with 1 out.
Again, we told you Peyton, an interesting story, no doubt. Started the season in football as a D lineman, as a nose tackle.
Yep.
Boy, if that's not a steal on the pitcher, he was there before the delivery was thrown.
Yeah, he never saw him, never looked back there. So, yeah, Peyton started off as the D lineman, and then the quarterback, Mr. Stevie Ray Vaughan's son, Jake, got injured. And sure enough, Peyton took over. So he played quarterback, shooting guard, and pitcher and outfielder for the baseball team. Other than that, he didn't do much this year.
That's right. I don't know that that makes your days pretty busy out there, and will be a junior at Menard this year.
That's right. I asked his mom one day at a basketball game, I said, look, is there any other sport that he could play? And she said, if you suggest that to him, I'll kill you. She said, no, this is enough.
And the wherewithal to make it here into this Rising Stars game, this underclass game, brought to you by the Louisiana Baseball Coaches Association.
That's right.
Executive Director Tim O'Neill.
1-2 pitch here to Peyton Procell. That is outside. I believe his dad, Rocky, is down in Baton Rouge for work, and he's listening. Shout out to the Rock Procell, listening to us here on 446 Sports. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Peyton Procell with a runner on third base and 1 out.
Look, less than 2 outs. You've got to get something on the ground in the air, get that run in.
That's right. And he does just that, drives the ball out to left field.
Foul ball.
Foul ball, but a long foul ball.
Yeah, that was a laser shot down the line, and I'm telling you, it was just off the line. Good job. Blue gets out of there and takes a good look down the line at it, and it does go foul.
Yeah, and a 2-man crew, that's going to be totally the plate umpire's call. In a 3-man crew, you'd have a little bit more help out here. But so 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Peyton Procell. Runner on third base, 1 out, looking to drive in this run here and extend this lead for the West. That is in the DERF. JB called it the DERF. It's not the dirt.
I know. I know where he heard it from.
Do you?
Yes.
You?
We've been calling it that for a couple of years.
Well, see, I can't believe Bell stole anything from you. But I'm going to give him some grief about that. So payoff pitch here to Procell. That is fouled off. Good job of getting a piece of that by Peyton.
Now, that would indicate, though, that he had to have listened to some of the broadcasts I've done. And I can't swear by that. So, did he say it? Did I say it? Yes.
Yes, both. Well, looking forward to having him and another baseball expert on the broadcast next year. That is ball 4. Peyton draws a nice base on balls there. That is going to bring up, I believe Falk, number 62. What a name. I mean, this is a law firm of Law Falk.
That's right.
Law Falk at the plate. Law out of Grand Lake. Where's Grand Lake, Doug?
South.
That helps.
Well.
Okay, great. Yeah.
That
Throw
one
over
is
the first,
thrown
gets past
high.
the first baseman. That's going to score the runner from third, bring Posel all the way over to third base. Here he goes to third base. Get out. Great throw there. Great job from the right fielder throwing out Posel at third base.
And let's see how much of that we have. You'll see him coming in and just gets the tag on him. Posel checked up a little bit at second base. I don't know if it was the weather or what it was that got him there.
I'm not sure he was ready to go all the way to third, but that's okay. So that's going to bring 2 outs, and they're going to bring Law Falk still at the plate.
Needless to say, that run does come across and extends that lead to 6-3 for the West.
Outside, so 1 ball, no strikes here. Mayers to Falk.
And look, this is such a game of inches, and you're rounding second base, and you're trying to get the best angle going to third that you can. That wet turf, your steps are choppy.
They are, because you don't want to plant. The last thing we want to do in an all-star game is have anybody, knock on wood, have any injuries out here. That's the last thing anybody wants.
That's correct. But again, give credit out there in right field to that throw coming into third base, putting the tag on.
That ball's inside, gets past the catcher. So 2 balls, 1 strike here to Law Falk. 6-3, West over the East. As the sun's going down, it's got warmer in here, Doug. I don't know how, but it has.
Doesn't make sense, does it?
No. Law Falk swings and fouls that off. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Falk.
Boy, it is so dark underneath this awning, too, where that other camera is. You get a good look at from that camera.
Yep. That is a ball. So full count here to Law Falk with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. That is in there for strike 3 for out number 3. Doug, what we got?
I know they got 2 runs in that inning. The rest of it, I don't know. I think there was 1 hit, and nobody left on. So we have finished 6 in this one. We go to the top of the 7th. West leading this one, doubling up the East 6-3 when we come back.
Back out here at Brown Stroud Field for the top of the 7th inning. New pitcher for the West is Elon Calhoun out of Pineville. The new catcher, Bo Brown out of Eunice. Leading off for the East is going to be number 91, Jackson Payton, followed by, see if we can get that number, maybe 99. Nope, 99's already batted. That may be, I got to see who that is. But Jackson Payton's leading us off, number 91. Payton out of Dunham, 81. And that's Colt Lorette, 81. Colt Lorette out of Springfield. Cole Lorette out of Springfield leading us off against Elon Calhoun out of Pineville with the aforementioned Bo Brown behind the plate. That is 2 balls, no strikes here to 2 balls, no strike. Or, yeah, it should be 2-0. Swung on and hit the third base. Third baseman comes up, makes that play. Throw over to first, gets past the first baseman. That ball's going out into right field, so that's going to be a E5 over there and the runner gets to second base is Colt Lorette. 89 is going to be at the plate. Xavier Paul Jr., number 89, is going to be at the plate. Xavier Paul Jr., number 89. He is out of Slidell, Louisiana. I know where that's at. South, correct. I like that. Thank you. Runner at second, nobody out. Here's the first pitch from Calhoun. That's up to Xavier Paul Jr. 1-0 count here. Runner at second base with nobody out. The East looking to get back in this 6-3 ball game. Swung and missed there by Paul Jr. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled off there. Getting a piece of that from Paul Jr., so that's going to run the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You know, this will be the first time a lot of these young men have played past 7 if it's not been extras and scheduled for it. And they do this to make sure that they're getting good at-bats in here. I know we're just in the 6th, but it does benefit to let them know that this will be 9 innings.
Yes, 9 innings, and I believe that ball is driven to left field.
Play at second base with that ball.
Okay.
Doesn't sky high like it did.
Yep.
And was already at third. That's the second time, KP, that we have seen somebody nearly at third base before the pitch was even thrown.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we are in the top of the 7th because the East is batting, which I'm really happy about, not the 6th.
That's correct.
That's right. Yep. That every inning helps here.
Had to fix that snafu from earlier. But
That's all right.
We got it, and we're good to go now.
Looks like 98 is at the plate. That is Cameron Gutierrez out of Haynes Academy. Bet you know where that's at, Doug.
North.
North
of the Gulf.
It wasn't even close. Throw down to third. Oh, what a great throw. What a great throw from Bo Brown.
Look,
a great throw. Little cheering section up here in the press box.
You can see it again. Watch the throw down there. Has him in time. And you can hear the crowd starting to chant MVP.
And it's not so much about the velocity of that throw, it's the placement of that throw.
Well, and
that throw's on the mark.
And he's got a guy right there in the box that he has to get around to. Great job.
So guns down the runner at third base. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Cameron Gutierrez with 2 outs now. Just a great throw down there to third, right on the money.
Look, Brown is having himself one of those type of games.
I agree.
2028 out of Eunice is certainly putting the Bobcats there on the map in this one.
Yep. So 2 balls, 1 strike here. Calhoun to Gutierrez. That is in the DERF. For 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. West trying to get off the field and keep this 6-3 lead. East trying to get that, cut it to 6-4. I don't know if anybody's hitting the ball out of this ballpark tonight, Doug. This is a big place.
No, and that air is just getting heavier and heavier out there.
Yep.
And so it's difficult to get it out anyway.
I agree.
But these conditions aren't helping things either.
Payoff pitch is outside for ball 4. So Cameron Gutierrez draws a walk.
Yeah, 2-out walk there will get things, keep things alive here in this one.
Bring up number 86, Parker Morris out of Live Oak. Live Oak where Coach Briggs used to coach.
A few years ago.
Yep.
Calhoun will try to settle in and get past that wall. Got a couple of outs there, one with the help of his catcher.
Saw his coach, Coach Colin Guerrero, here earlier today, along with his dad, Paul Guerrero. Great to see
Great
some
coaching
of our
family.
Some of our local coaches up here coaching this All-Star game.
I want to go back to that last one after this pitch on that throw out.
That ball is hit out to center field. Center fielder's under it, camps under it for out number 3. Doug, what we got?
Yeah, we'll keep it here. Look,
Okay.
there was the one base hit in this one too, but it was erased on the out that was there. But you look at the pitch before when the out was the caught stealing was there. The runner had taken off and was going to third, had to go all the way back because that fly ball was caught. And you go, and they talk about you liken this to kickoff teams and the kicking team when they have to run all the way down. Come back if there's an offsides or something and do it again.
That's right.
In a game of inches like this, already a great arm behind the plate. Not discounting that in the slightest, but that's a lot of running when you're going back and forth on there, too.
But again, the throw, not just the velocity, but he threw it right on the money.
Throw was on the money. Don't get me. I mean, he lays it in the glove. The tag doesn't have to go anywhere.
Nope.
It is put right where you want to put it, too.
Gotta love that if you're a third baseman. Great job there from Brown. Looks like Caden Mayers is back out on the mound for the East.
Bottom of the 7th now, not the bottom of the 6th, bottom of the 7th.
Bottom of the 7th, that's right. Bottom of the 7th. We're checking these off 1 inning at a time, half an inning at a time.
We may beat our 9:30 estimated start time, too, in that
we
one.
Won't if you keep talking about it.
Because I know that I'm willing it to happen. I know that they're not going to, what's the word for it, dilly-dally in between games.
So this looks like number
moving.
67, which is going to be Paxton Myers out of St. Edmund, Paxton Myers, and then it's going to be number 61, Cole Duhon out of Westlake, followed by number 73, Creek Smith out of Leesville.
Again, one of those great names, Creek.
Yeah,
Creek
Smith. That's a heck of a name. In fact, I forgot to tell you, there's a couple of Winfield young men over there. Not just head coach Robbie Causey, but defensive coordinator Chad Harkins is also a Winfield native coaching in Leesville.
Look, Coach Causey's brother, the SRO over at Menard, too. So there you go. That all trickles around. We look, Coach Causey down in Leesville, a walking soundbite. You give him a question, he'll fill up 15 minutes of an interview. Just a football dude.
Been a football dude his whole life. Got out, ball's hit to third base. Third baseman comes up, makes a play, and it gets past the first baseman. Catcher, great back up there to keep that runner at first. So Coach Causey got out of coaching for a while, was a principal there at the middle school for a while, and then he had a little life-changing event, went back into coaching, and he's born to coach. I've known him since I was about 15 years old, and there's no doubt that man was put on this earth to coach football for sure.
Absolutely no doubt about it, and does a tremendous job at it.
61 is at the plate. That is going to be Cole Duon out of Westlake. And 73 is on deck, Creek Smith out of Leesville. First pitch from Mayers. It's outside. Catcher blocks it up pretty well. Good job there from that catcher backing that throw up to first base, Doug. Otherwise, that runner's at second base.
Yeah, and that's what you teach at this age. I mean, even I think after T-ball is when they start teaching it to get down that line. And you've seen a lot of players. We'll get to this after this. On a play like that that's made over there, when they throw the ball around, oftentimes they'll drop it off to the catcher that's following and trailing down the play to give him something, to give him a little love.
Well, you don't see that a whole lot in a regular high school baseball game. To see it in an all-star game is pretty special.
Snap throw back over to first, not in time. I think the runner was just kind of, I won't say lollygagging, but easing off the bag.
So Myers gets set to come to
that one
the plate.
gets away.
That gets away from him. So that runner's going to move up to second base. Second base.
You know, you talked about St. Ed a little bit earlier, and I think that they've got one of the coolest logo/mascots of the Blue Jays already. But if you look at their logo, it's a Blue Jay that's got them knuckles up, ready to go to war too. I love that.
Cole Duhon from Westlake at the plate. Myers' pitch, that's up. He draws a walk, so Duhon is going to be at first base.
Yeah, 4-pitch walk, too.
Yep, and Myers is at second base. It's going to bring up Creek Smith out of Leesville.
Well, the pressure's on Creek, and he doesn't even realize it.
That's right.
In this because he's not listening to the broadcast.
That's right. Creek Smith at plate. Nobody out here for the West looking to add to this lead. That is in there for strike one. So no balls, one strike to Creek Smith.
When night is taking over as we pass that 8 o'clock hour, you see the field starting to brighten up a little bit as the lights take charge. Good-looking field here at night, too.
That's outside for ball one. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Leesville's Creek Smith. On deck should be number 57, which is
that's
Mason Conrad out of Westlake.
A lot of Westlake kids in this one.
There is. There are several Westlake kids. 1, 2 that I count for sure. So Creek Smith at the plate with a 1-2 count. Runner on first and second. Nobody out. Gets a piece of that. Fouls it off. Staying alive there. Good job there from Creek. Surely those kids in Leesville have got him a nickname. Of course, Creek's a pretty cool name.
Dude, how do you have a nickname from that? That's perfect.
True. I agree. So here's the 1-2 pitch to Smith. Swung and missed. Good cut there from Smith for out number 1. That is going to bring up number 57, Mason Conrad out of Westlake, senior this year, first baseman and pitcher, with looks to be maybe 52 is going to be Alex Baggett out of South Bow on deck. Baggett out of South Bow on deck. 1 out here.
Conrad, the rising senior.
Looks like he's got to be 6'4" at least.
He's a tall one. So say you look at you put in probably could hold another 20 pounds on that frame or so and really develop. He pitches and plays first base.
Yep, I can see that. So 1-0 pitch here. That is outside, but called strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike.
Guarantee you will see him on the hill in one of those 2 games tomorrow, if not sometime this evening. Running out of time tonight.
Outside.
Leaving everything, almost pulling everything over. May have to adjust his release point just a little bit. Stands on that very, very far side or near side to him, to that west dugout is where he stands.
2-1 pitch here. That is on the corner for strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here to number 57, Mason Conrad out of Westlake. With 1 out, runners on first and second.
Good heck turns on that one, but is going to give chase a lot of foul territory here.
Yes,
but that
is.
just finds that picnic area off to the right.
Yep. A lot of foul territory here. Beautiful ballpark here. Coach Burt's got this program going in the right direction. By the way, shout out to Coach Burt for the merch.
That's
the
right.
Swag. He hooked us up with some hats and some shirts.
I'm telling you, got this cool, got the purple hat and got the pinstripe one here too. So
That's right.
Loving that.
Coach Burt.
Hat'll make it up on the wall of fame there back in the office, and I try to wear every hat before we retire it to the wall, and so
that's good.
We'll do that.
So
I just have to get the feeling of it.
Payoff pitch here from Mayers. Swung on, hit out to center field. Center fielder comes over, makes the play, tag up at second base, over to third. Safe. Great job there. Great tag at second base.
Let me tell you, that is a lot closer of a play at third than you would expect.
I agree.
On a diving catch to your glove side.
Yeah, he got up and threw a rocket over there to third. Almost got Myers at third base, but the runner's safe. So that is going to bring up number 52, Alex Baggett out of South Bow. Senior this year, third baseman.
If you'd have told me that would have been that close, I mean,
I agree.
getting to the ball, the showing the range out in center field was nice. Out there patrolling around the top of
and
the.
we don't have defensive substitutions, so it's going to be hard for us to.
Because that's a long way out there.
It is. First pitch to Baggett is in there for strike one. So no balls, one strike to the South Bow's Alex Baggett. Throw over to first base. Is runners back in time. So the West looking to drive in a run here and increase this lead. The East trying to get off the field. 0-1 pitch here to Baggett. That is outside for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike here to South Bow's Alice Baggett.
West trailed this one 3-1. Put up 3 spot in the 6th, and now I've added 2 more in the 7th to extend this a little bit. Or correction, 3 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th.
Runner breaks to second, throw down to second base. He is safe. Yeah, that they put up 3 runs in that long inning
in
we
that
had.
5th inning,
yeah,
and then came
right.
back with 2 more in the 6th.
Yeah.
Have yet to come across, but are base hit away from plating a couple of more.
So Baggett's got a chance here to drive in 2 runs. 2-1 pitch here. Hitters count. Oh. Tried to turn and get out of the way, but he could not. So that is what we would call a foul ball.
Yeah, look, and that's they teach you, and so all of those that are home says you got to turn, you got to put your bat down. That ball got on him quick. There was no turning around and ducking and get out of the way.
So 2-2 pitch here. Ball hit to third base through the gap. That's going to score a run.
Well, what a job of saving the second run that came across, because sliding stop out at shortstop, and he injured his shoulder just a little bit.
Great job there at shortstop. Again, that's number 93 maybe. Looks like number 93 at shortstop. That is going to be Brody Shannon out of Brother Martin. Not good young player. Watched him play against our Ash Trojans. Hope he's okay.
Full extension on that one, too.
Great job there from Shannon. Looks like he's coming out of the game.
Yeah, that will get him out of there. And going to go in is number 79.
79 is going to be Jackson Dugan, who was the Jesuit shortstop who played earlier. Hate to see that. Our thoughts and prayers are going to go out to Brody Shannon, hoping he's going to be okay there. May have had a previous injury, not sure. So that's going to bring up number 63.
Yeah,
that's Grant Hadel.
Hadel will hit again in this one.
Runner at first base is Baggett. Runner at third base, I believe, is still Duhan. 7-3 now. Runner breaks, goes to second. Throw down to second.
He's come off the bag. Yeah, there's nowhere.
Nowhere to go. Now he's out.
Look, that's
difficult to do. You just can't do anything about that.
It's tough. We'll take a look at it and get us to the break, but another run does come across. You'll see him step off. He's got a good foot outside the cut of the dirt, if you will. Comes in there, has the base stolen, slides past it, and then it's that case of you're it, not it, and get around.
Right.
But it does play another run. So 1 left on in this one because of the out there at second, and Hadel will lead things off when we come back to the bottom of the 8th. After 7, it is the West 7, the East 3 when we come back.
New pitcher for the West is Alex Baggett as we return out here. Baggett's going to be on the mound now. Looks like for the East, we're going to have, I believe it's going to be 79. It is. So the 79 is going to be Jackson Dugan. He's going to be batting for Brody Shannon because Shannon just got injured. So Jackson Dugan's going to be at the plate.
Watching Baggett warm up, he likes to drop down and throw that ball a little sidearm.
Yep. Top of the 8th inning here. First pitch is swung on and driven out to left field for a fly ball for out number 1. One pitch, 1 out for Alex Baggett.
Those at home saying, well, wait a minute, that didn't look very sidearm. He does have that repertoire. And so that's a good combination. You're able to mix that hard fastball over the top and then drop down and change your 2 deliveries because you give the hitters so much to look at.
Another big young man here, Carter Leak out of Prairieville, takes ball 1. Carter Leak out of Prairieville, pitcher. And looks like he's going to be a senior in 28, so a junior this year. Carter Leak is going to be followed by, appears to be Sebastian Loop out of Central Private.
Another one of those big ones out of that sophomore class, too.
Yep.
Just a lot of size to him early on.
Yep, sure is. Yes, Sebastian Loop is going to be the on-deck hitter. Outside for ball 3.
Ball 3, yeah. Yep. 3 straight to start this inning.
So Leak looking to draw a base on balls here and get Sebastian to the plate. Carter Leak out of Prairieville. Where's Prairieville at, Doug?
Around Baton Rouge is where
that's in there for strike 1. So
that I know.
Yep. 3 balls, 1 strike here to Carter Leak.
Which, incidentally, is south.
Tell you what.
I get a lot of leeway in those.
You do. That's right.
Pitch there.
That's
fills things up.
Full count here. So 3-2 pitch here with 1 out. Carter Leak from Alex Baggett. That is ball 4. So Leak draws that base on balls, and it's going to bring up Sebastian Loop out of Central Private. I bet you that's in Central.
It is not to be confused with the high school that is there that bears the name Central, but Central Private, of course, a couple of them. Saw them in the playoffs a couple of years ago, so they're down in that 2A, I guess, Class 2A, a Division 4 school.
All right. So
if
Sebastian
memory
Loop
serves me correct. So all of those in the comments, if I butcher it and miss it by division or class, it's quite all right. That's we're
doing
okay.
our best, I promise.
We're okay with it too.
Yep.
Now the only thing that we have to correct from there, KP, and I can't, the folks down in that school that is down south, it is Santa Ma, and they are Santa Ma. No Saint in it. It's Santa Ma. I know it's ST period, but they are very tight with their Santa Ma.
That's my bad. My bad. Will not happen again.
They will. They'll come up here all the way from Santa Ma, and the Gators will get us.
No, don't need none of that. So Sebastian Loop at the plate. That's in there for a strike. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here with 1 out. Leak at first. Loop at the plate. The East trying to claw back in this 7-3 ball game. That is swung on and missed. Thrown down to first.
Thrown away.
Going to get past the first baseman. Let's see what Leak can do here. Leak's rounding second. He's headed to third. Going to have a stand-up into third base with no throw.
Well, look, he came up a little bit like he was limping as he was coming around to third base, too. They'll go out and check on him pretty quick.
Yep.
I think he's fine.
Going to bring up number 88, Owen Nugent out of Rummel.
You know, that's one of the things. First, but they measure first to third as well, second to home.
That's right.
Wanting to know about taking those extra bases.
So the starting pitcher for the East, Nugent at the plate, takes the first pitch for a strike. So Nugent's at the plate. Third base is Leak with 2 outs here. Baggett's pitch up the middle. Throw over to first is going to be late. That's going to score Leak.
That's
and
a good throw.
Infield hit there. It's a good play there from number 73 for sure.
But that's just a high chopper that.
Great play there from Creek Smith at second base. Good job there. That is going to bring up, see if I can see this number. That is number 99, and that is going to be Cayman Pugh out of Franklinton with 2 outs.
A little bit of oddly enough, internet issues in here. Let's.
Well, that's weird, considering all the bandwidths in here.
Well, sometimes this rain has its effects on it, so you keep going.
I got you. So Cameron Pugh is at the plate with 2 outs. Quickly down 0-2 here. Baggett ahead of Pugh. Pugh down 0-2 with 2 outs. The West looking to get out of this inning without giving up another run. Still lead this ball game 7-4. Baggett strikes him out. Back out here at Brown Stroud Field for the bottom of the 8th inning. Nathan Woodard is the pitcher, 1 out. Little technical difficulties there, but Cam Lower is the batter with 1 out. First batter, Hadel, was struck out, so now we're going to have Cam Lower at the plate. That is up for 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lower at the plate, Nathan Woodard on the mound. I believe that's who that is but it doesn't show that he's a pitcher. So maybe, but that's 0-0. So we're going to go with that.
KP to catch him up. The East did pick up a run in that prior inning. So 7-4.
7-4.
As we move bottom 8.
Cam Lower at the plate. Looks like number 56 is on deck, which is Elin Calhoun from Pineville.
Sometimes the gremlins could jump in and get you.
That's right. Looks like maybe Woodward is watching, so we appreciate that very much. Lower with a 2-2 count here. Got a piece of that as well. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, bringing the umpire out some more baseballs. Talk about a long night, Doug. If I don't recognize these 2 guys, that means they're not from Alexandria. They're from Shreveport, more than likely. And they got a long night ahead of them.
So do we.
Yep. Swung on and missed for strike 3, so Cam Lower goes down swinging. Oh, that is going to bring up number 56. Elin Calhoun from Pineville. He is a 2029 graduate.
Yeah, you know, Coach Guerrero is excited about the future of this young man.
Gotta be. Absolutely. Talked to Coach Guerrero earlier. They're getting bids on their turf, going to get their turf installed before next year, hopefully. Their football field's turf should be done, I believe, by football season. Don't you know?
It will be, yeah.
Okay.
They'll be playing on it.
Yep.
course, no rain that we had in the last few months did it. Now things have slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, with all this rain, absolutely.
But they got the bulk of it done.
Right. So Calhoun's up the plate with 2 outs. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Fouled straight back. Good cut there from Calhoun. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Peyton Procell on deck for the West, leading this ball game 7-4. They've out-hit the East 10-4. That is got past the pitcher as well. East has had a little struggle on the defensive side. They've got 5 errors, where the West has none. So the 3-1 pitch here to Calhoun. Swung on and fouled off, so going to be a payoff pitch. Full count here to the Pineville player, Elin Calhoun, with Peyton Procell. A couple of Central Louisiana players back-to-back here, Doug.
Yeah, you got to love that. All parts of the state represented so well.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, we appreciate Woodward there letting us know that it's back on. So
right.
we do appreciate that.
Leave it to the mom or the dad of the young man who's pitching to help us out.
Can I promise you? Look, we talked about that up here. That's the one way that we'll find out what's going on up there. But we do appreciate everybody that's followed along and commented. And look, if you subscribe on that, that's great. Leave us a comment. Let us know who you're cheering from or from where you are cheering, and we appreciate you guys for what you do.
Calhoun draws the walk, brings up Peyton Procell with 2 outs. Outside for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes here to Peyton Procell. Woodward on the mound. Procell at the plate. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. West up 7-4 on the East. Throw over to first. Good job over there at first base from Kamen Pugh to knock that down. That is outside, so 2 balls, no strikes here to Peyton Procell with Calhoun at first base and 2 outs. That is inside for 3-0. 3-0 count here to Peyton Procell. Looking to draw a base on balls and get Law Falk to the plate.
I think that's your favorite.
That's a heck of a name.
There's no doubt.
Creek Smith and Law Falk, that is a law firm if I've ever heard of one. That is in there. Good take there from Procell. Nobody swinging on 3-0. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Back, Law Falk, Creek Smith, Bo Brown. That's a pretty good law firm right there. Procell drives the ball up the middle. Second baseman fields it and steps on the bag for out number 3. What we got, Doug?
We've got the broadcast back up and going, and we're heading to the top of the 9th.
That's right.
There
correct.
You go. That's all you get from me.
That's all right. 7-4, West over the East. We'll be back here in just one moment on 446 Sports. back out here at Northwestern's campus for the top of the ninth inning, which, if I'm not mistaken, they're not batting in the bottom of the ninth. They're winning.
Well,
I hope not.
In the past,
They have.
But
Imagine that.
But that's also when it wasn't an hour and a half into game 2 scheduled.
Right. So that ball is hit over to third. Great play there and scoop at first base.
Yeah, good-looking play all the way around.
One. That was a great-looking play all the way around for out number 1. Looks like 57 Mason Conrad at first base with a great scoop. Brings up number 89, Xavier Paul Jr. with 1 out.
Top of the ninth, we play that one up and out.
Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes here. Baggett's still on the mound. Paul at the plate.
And because of the delay in this one and a couple of games tomorrow, they probably won't bat in bottom of the ninth.
I sure would hope not.
But it does come down. So last year it came down to run differential as to who the champion was in this. So they may very well come back and bat again, but I don't know.
That is ripped in the gap. Great job of hitting there. That's a stand-up double. Stand-up double there from Xavier Paul Jr. out of Slidell.
Look,
with 1 out.
He said, y'all just hold on a second.
Hold on just 1 second. It's going to bring up number 98, Cameron Gutierrez out of Haynes Academy. Where's Haynes Academy at, Doug?
New Orleans.
Your help down there helped you.
Not to be confused with Haynesville, that is nowhere near New Orleans.
Tell you what.
But Haynes Academy.
Haynes Academy out of New Orleans. Cameron Gutierrez with 1 out.
There you go. In
Runner
the middle of the neighborhood.
Second base is Paul Jr. That is fouled off over there in that foul territory, but going to get out of here.
This East team has the broadcast up down there, and they said, look, don't worry about if they're going to have to bat or not in the bottom of the ninth. We're going to make them bat.
Apparently. That would be another one of our great strokes of luck.
Off and going there, hit and run. That was the best. That ball that was driven to the gap was the best ball that we've seen hit so far.
Absolutely
he
was.
Flat pounded it.
He absolutely did. Great job there. So, Paul at second. Gutierrez at the plate. 0-2 count here. Baggett spikes that, trying to get a swing and a miss there. Good job from Gutierrez taking that pitch. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looks like some more baseballs coming out.
I'm going to tell you, the ones that have it the roughest tonight are the fans of the team, the kids
the
on
north
the north and south. Because
maybe?
The players will be fine going out there, but these parents have got here.
You reckon all these parents are staying in town? I'm sure they are, probably.
Absolutely they are.
Yep. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Baggett facing Gutierrez. That hits him. Runner going to have to go back to second base. Paul Gutierrez takes that off the shoulder. That is going to bring up number 86, which is Parker Morse. Live Oak.
Yeah, runners at first and second now, and that brings the potential tying run to the plate.
You had to say it, didn't you?
I did.
You just had to say it.
I did. Look, I'm a baseball purist, man.
You had to say it, didn't you?
Well, that's what makes baseball the greatest game that there is. You got a chip and a chair.
Yep.
You got as long as you got an opportunity.
Yep.
It's play ball.
Yep. If this game goes into extra innings, it is on you.
Wow.
It is on you.
Time I get checked into the room tonight, it's gonna be late, and that room is an hour away at my house.
I was fixed to say that. Yeah, that room is an hour away at my house too. Correct. So at this point, it's fixing to be 9 o'clock. I would love to get into my bed by 1 o'clock, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
10-11 carry the 1. Yeah, that's going to be.
That's going to be pushing it.
That's going to be pushing it.
Correct. That is swung on and popped up in the infield.
They're going to snap it over to second, too. Nope, not in time.
Nope, he's back.
That's twice, KP, that we've seen that where a runner has taken off on that hit and run, and it goes up and out of our screen sky high.
Yep.
But, and look, that's a difficult play on a field that you're not used to because the lights are different. This big high sky is there. Needless to say, 2 down, top 9.
Looks like Jackson Dugan is going to be the last hope here for the East. Jesuit shortstop took the place of Brody Shannon, who dove and caught a ball there and kept a run in the infield, but come up with an injury. Hope that injury is not serious. Thoughts and prayers go out to Mr. Brody and his family. Hopefully he'll be okay.
Well, that is back-to-back pitches that he's been often going from second base, too.
Yep, putting the runners in motion, which maybe that gives us a hint that this is going to be a run differential situation.
I'm
Otherwise,
telling you, that's when you got 4 teams playing around. That's
thrown down to third base.
Got him.
Bo Brown again. What a great job there from Bo Brown. Throwing out another runner. That's the second one this game.
Let's take a look at it again, and we'll see it in slow motion as
looks like we're lining up.
Steps inside.
Yep.
The runner to come down and fires that one away into the sliding.
Great job.
Couldn't have put it in a better spot than he did right there. And look, shouts of MVP on this. The masterful bunt that he laid down. The 2 caught stealings over at third base, tremendous.
Note to self tomorrow, don't run on Bo Brown. How about that? Don't run on Bo Brown. He will throw you out. So the final score here in the first game is 7-4 West over the East. I'm assuming we're probably going to be 20 minutes, hopefully, back on the air for Game 2. For Doug Gann, KP Miles, and